And what it's really about is patient convenience. So there's an existing approved product that's delivered intravenously, and what we're hoping to do is give a patient more control over when they administer it, etc.
Hi, I'm Lucy Ellis, Senior Editor at Scrip, and I'm here at BIOEurope in Berlin, and I'm joined by Akari's Clive Richardson, the Chief Operating Officer. So thanks for joining me, Clive.
Hello.
Akari is developing anti-inflammatory molecules for a wide range of severe and orphan diseases. So Can you tell me a bit more about the underlying science here?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's very, very interesting because our molecules are all derived from the tick. And the tick, as you may know, is a sort of blood-sucking insect. And over hundreds of millions of years of evolution, what they've really been trying to do when they bite you is dampen down your immune system. So what they don't want is when they're feeding on you or an animal for them to be knocked off. So within their saliva, they're injecting all sorts of really interesting compounds. And what we've done is identified several of those compounds which we think might have a clinical importance. And our lead compound, Coversin, is one of those molecules. And what that does is it dampens down two inflammatory pathways. One, the complement pathway, and the other, the leukotriene pathway. So our molecule is particularly interesting. This is our lead molecule because it actually has two binding sites. As I said before, one that binds C5 and the other that binds LTB4.
And this lead compound then is entering phase 3 next year. Can you tell me a bit more about that product and the indications you're targeting?
That's right. So what we're doing is we're focused on orphan inflammatory conditions, and the condition we're most advanced in, and that's the one, as you rightly said, we begin phase 3 trial early next year, is PNH, which is a sort of rare, very rare blood disease. And we're just completing our phase 2 program, and we hope, as you said, early next year to begin the phase 3 program, and we've had good regulatory interactions to support that.
And how is what you're developing different from what's already available or in development elsewhere?
Yeah. So there's quite a lot of development work going on in this space. So specifically in PNH, our primary differentiator is the route of administration. So ours is at the moment a daily injection, daily sub-Q, insulin-like injection, where you'll have a pen for that. And what it's really about is patient convenience. So there's an existing approved product that's delivered intravenously, and what we're hoping to do is give a patient more control over when they administer it, etc.
So you're looking ahead to phase 3 already, but how else are you thinking about late-stage planning and commercialization?
Yeah, so these are all orphan conditions we're targeting. So interacting with KOLs, with patient groups, all of that's extremely important and something we take very seriously. And at the moment we're still getting a lot of feedback on them in terms of refining our product, refining how we will work with the patients, etc. So we're really in that stage at the moment.
And you recently raised funding, $17 million. So how's that cash going to be used?
So that really is all about continuing the funding for not just the program we've talked about, but we have a whole series of other programs that we're beginning to start. And in fact, next year, so 2018, we will have our phase 3 program started, and we will have 4 phase 2 programs, 2 in aHUS, which is another sort of rare kidney condition, 1 in the eye, and hopefully 1 in the skin as well. So it's a lot of work we're doing at the moment.
And what would you summarise then as key goals and long-term vision looking 2018 and ahead?
So really what we have is several very, very interesting molecules, and what we're really trying to do is match the molecule with the ideal target. So I think in 2018 we'll want to continue our PNH and aHUS program where the data is pretty strong. And then we'll be doing lots of other conditions where we want to find out just how efficacious our molecule is. The safety profile is great, and in PNH, very efficacious. And we really want to fine-tune it to the right condition next year. And we're pretty positive about the eye, skin. We're also looking at the lung. It's an awful lot we're doing.
Yeah. And what's the long-term vision then? Where do you want to see the company end up sort of 5 years' time?
Well, I think what would be a wonderful vision would be to be this sort of orphan inflammatory company across a wide range of conditions with maybe 4 or 5 lead molecules. I mean, that would be a wonderful place to be, because a lot of the conditions we're going after are currently untreated. They're very complicated diseases, so to be able to treat, I know 4 or 5 or more rare diseases where the prognosis at the moment is really, really horrible, I mean, that would be a fabulous thing.
And you're here at BIOEurope, so what are you looking for at this kind of event?
Yeah, so BIOEurope, it's great. I've never been here before, actually, so on a personal level it's really interesting, but it's a great opportunity to meet some of the larger pharma companies and perhaps understand what they're looking for and see whether one wants to nuance, where we're going as well. And then, given we're doing so many different conditions, some of which aren't necessarily our primary focus, it's an opportunity to potentially license some of our peripheral activities. So it's been very interesting, actually.
Great. Well, it was lovely to speak to you. Thanks
Nice
for
to speak to
joining
you.
us.
Thank you.